Hi, I'm OmniSunday. Recently I've been pretty obsessed with powered flight, so I figured I'd share a bit of my knowledge on how to draw wings. Most wings are just modified arms, so once you understand the anatomy, it's relatively simple. Before we get into it, I'll just note that I'm not covering insect wings in this video. They're so diverse and different from vertebrate wings that I'll have to do those in another video. This one will be for birds, bats, and pterosaurs. So let's start with birds. Again, bird wings are just modified arms, so it's best to start with the bone structure to give us an idea of what we're working with. Birds have primary flight feathers that are attached to the hand, and secondary flight feathers that are attached to the forearm. The primaries usually have 10 feathers, but the secondaries can have whatever depending on the length of the arm. There's also a membrane that connects the shoulder to the wrist that helps widen the wing. It's important to note that the shoulder has feathers, which I'm simplifying, and also the thumb. There's tiny feathers covering the membrane as well. To draw the primary feathers, I put a line right in half to make it easier to count 5 and 5. Note that the feathers at the end of the first 5 are the longest. The secondary feathers are simpler, but note that they kind of curve along with the bending of the forearm. They're also a little wider. There are also smaller versions of each feather that help with flying. And there's our bird wing, so let's move on to bats. Bat wings are surprisingly similar in that they share the position of the arms along with the shoulder to wrist wing membrane. This time, instead of primary and secondary feathers, they have fingers. The first finger is relatively short and kind of hides behind the second one, which is the longest and farthest away. The fourth finger goes straight down, and the third one just goes right in the middle of the second and fourth. Then there's the classic slightly curved membrane that goes between all of them. Now with the actual drawing, it's important to make the arms and fingers real skinny, because remember, these guys can't fly if their body is too heavy. Note that I will completely ignore this because big claws look cooler. I chose not to put a lot of detail in the fingers, but you could add more or less depending on what you're going for. At the end, I fixed the base of the membrane because it was a little smaller than it should be. Don't forget the connection on its elbow, and that's our bat wing. Finally, I'm going to do a little pterosaur segment just because I like them. Note that they're not actually alive right now, so there's little way to know how they actually looked. So sorry if this gets outdated 5 minutes from when I post this. Their wings are similar in that they have the shoulder to wrist membrane, but notice that the humerus and forearm are really short. Its wrist is what gives the wing most of its length. It has 4 fingers, 3 that it uses to walk, and 1 wing finger that's super elongated. That one connects the membrane to the body to make the shape of the wing. There's a lot of debate about whether pterosaur wings were sharp or curved. I have no idea what the answer is, but note that anytime you draw a pterosaur, some people might get upset. When I started the actual drawing, I kind of just shrink-wrapped the practice model. The wing could have been covered in something like hair, or it could have been more like a bat. I don't know, but that's our pterosaur wing. So yeah, that's about it. I hope it was helpful. I mainly used one source for the bird and bat wings, which I put in the description if you want a deep dive on drawing their wings. Also, expect a video like this about insects. When I got into powered flight, I kinda ignored them because I didn't think they were as cool as vertebrates, but there's a lot more to them that meets the eye. But yeah, you could use this knowledge to draw animals, or, if you're like me, you could use it for more nefarious purposes, like making original characters with wings. Oh god. Anyway, if you have any questions or qualms, let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching!